Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to a new video series from Nathan's Garage. As you can see behind me, it's probably terribly backlit, so you may not be able to see it, but you can see the outline of the original truck, the 06 Vic 69 F250 mashup. That's now dailying. AC's working. Happy days. Very happy with that truck, but we have to do more. So let me turn the camera around and show you what I'm up to. Don't worry, there's no more Saabs or silly modern stuff like that. We have silly modern stuff like this. Oh yes, another Vic. I've already started a little bit of a teardown because I got too excited and forgot to film it. But here she is. She is an 08, originally from Arkansas, with horribly mismatched early wheels, but you know, whatever. Drives really nice, got around 160,000 miles on it. Got the rubber interior mat thing. Got cruise, so the next truck is going to have cruise. So right now we are in the teardown phase. Oh, a little bit of damage, but obviously I don't care about because it's just going to get chopped up. So yeah, so that's it. So it's an 08 Vic with about 160,000 miles on it, which is considerably less than that old girl. And we're starting the teardown. Happy days. So the front is off. The sins are there. And this car's actually got some pretty cool stuff on it. It's got some, you can see the siliconed in wire there is actually some strobes that were in the police car, and this wiring is all extra to the actual Crown Vic, and there's some sort of control module I think there for flashing stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to keep all that on the truck build, just for like shows and stuff, make things flash. I don't know, seems cool right now. When I listen to myself saying it though, I don't know whether it was that cool. Only time will tell. Now it's door time. And one thing I didn't do on the truck is find out where the door ajar switch is. And I think it's in the actual door latch itself, because there's no door switches on the A or the B pillars. So I'm definitely going to trace that this time, because on the truck I have an annoying door ajar light when the doors are actually closed. And one thing about this car, now it's nice and toasty inside, is the kind of the beautiful scent of piss of the tax-paying gentlemen and ladies who have ridden in the back of this vehicle at points in its life that seem to have relieved themselves. It stinks. Okay, let's carry on. Driver's side done, passenger side commence. Extra wires much, Mr. Policeman? Wow. Okay. Lighten it up, because race car. The wiring has been removed. Well, moved. Most of it. Let the chopping begin. Pocket. Whew. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, roof time. Well, front of the roof time. Good for your core. we go. She's a soft top. So, day 2 on the Crown Vic teardown is commencing with a trip to Harbour Freight, obviously. Need a ton more blades and some cutting discs. Hope you can hear this. Sounds probably pretty terrible, so hopefully it'll work. So yeah, so today I want to get the entire back end pretty much cut down, so it's just the tank mount. And then that'll probably be it for today. Gonna play with the Saab later on, and then have a look on Craigslist and see if we can find a suitable steed to transplant onto the Crown Vic. To be honest with you, right now, an F-Series bump site will be the easiest thing to do because obviously I've done it before. But the older trucks really do. I really do feel like the older trucks are calling to me, the 40s and the 50s stuff. And the limiting factor is the fact that the cabs aren't very wide and the Crown Vic frame is very wide. So I'll have to take a tape measure if I go and see some older stuff and see if I can sneak the Crown Vic frame underneath those cabs and hide it in some way, you know. But for now, day 2 is starting and we are gonna, as I say, get it pretty much chopped down today. What we're going to do right now is we're going to kind of take this back surrounding area off. This here is the tank mount, the gas tank mount, so that's going to stay on. Don't use any of the wheel arches or anything, so I'm going to cut right from this corner, right from that lower right angle corner there down, and then we have the HVAC charcoal canister and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to try and keep this on this build. And then we actually only have to keep it here. You see there's a little bit of a indentation there. That's a spot weld. There's a cross member that runs right along there, so we're going to be cutting right around there, you know, with the end product. Right now that's not going to be the cut, but that's what we're going to be doing eventually. So right now it's just kind of the whole back surrounding area. Okay, so all the basic cuts have been made from the outside all the way around, down the wheel well. You've got to be careful in this back corner because you've got the gas filler right there. That's all undone and plugged up. Then cut that's, we're going to keep that rear mount because that will basically become the gas tank rear mount. There's a mount up here and there's a mount down there. People make frames for the gas tank, but I'm like, why? See, it's all perfect as it is, as Ford intended. So cut straight across there. I've lowered the evap. There's an evap canister underneath this floor. I've lowered that down so I can cut straight across. That is going to be relocated. Then same on the other side, up the other side. Got to be careful of the chassis rail right here. You can't cut too deep. And all the way around. Boom. So all we have now is 2 rear mounts. One there, one there. Obviously this side had a bit of damage, so that one's a bit bent, so probably going to be fun getting that off. I love seeing the history of a car. Do you think he ran the tyres a little bit low, pressure wise? Okay, so back is off, and the gas filler comes out. That's we have to be careful on that cut. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a cut straight down there. You can see all those spot welded heads. That's for a cross member, a mounting cross member that runs over. It's a mount right there, gas tank mount. So we're going to cut just about there, and then I'm going to cut the high ridge here, there. The actual floor itself is going to go shorter than that, but that's where we're going to cut for now. So we're going to be taking this center section out. We shall now spin her around. Look at that. You know, as far as axle code goes, it says that this is a 327 with a posi in it. Look at the leak. It's been spraying on the frame. God damn it. The front seal as well. You gotta reset all the clearances and stuff. Hey. Okay, so anyway, that's that. So now, windshield time. So I'm gonna spin around, start hacking the front. Okay, so as you can see here, I've covered the bottom of the windshield in tape just to try and hold a bit of glass in place if I can. And then, yeah, obviously on the Sikaflex, the bonding agent is probably about that deep on these. So I hit it with a lump hammer all the way along to just break the glass up. Then cut through this side. Lighting's terrible. There we go. Do the other side. There you can see, so I just took it down as close to the actual dashboard as I could and just went straight through with the reciprocating saw. So hopefully that's just going to push forward now. So there she is. Windshield's off. I'm going to leave the hood on and the fenders on and all that stuff right now, because the fenders are a support for the inner wheel well, which have the wiring looms running along them. So they're kind of structural, so I'm going to leave them. They don't take up any space. The hood stops leaves and bird shit falling in the engine, so that's good. Yeah, hood's off, windshield's off. So that's pretty much, I think, as far as I'm going to take her, because I'll explain more in a minute. Okay, so we've got to this point of breaking the car down. Now, there hasn't been an exact plan formulated for this build yet, which is why I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to thin any of the wiring or anything like that. The car's mobile, the car's running, because on my last build I used the floor pan and the firewall and the dash and all the electrics out of the Crown Vic in the old truck. Now that's great, a lot of modern convenience and all that kind of stuff, relatively cheap because it's all just contained within the car. You know, one other option I've got is I can just take the actual truck body off the truck frame when I buy it, complete, and just plonk it onto this frame, get rid of everything that's Crown Vic, just get rid of it, and just use the run wires off the actual engine itself. And mix it in with the truck wiring. Now that's going to keep a classic look on the inside, steering wheel, dash, and all that kind of stuff. You can use the dash binnacle in the truck binnacle. You know, you can morph it in from behind. But then you start running into things like, oh, $1,500 for an AC kit, and it's California. And the reason why I've done this whole video semi-naked is it's like 100 degrees today. So although we have the quarter windows that can force air in, and do you need AC? It's borderline, you know, you can get away with it, but stuck in traffic, stuck in a traffic jam on the 405, it's going to get real hot. So that's where I'm at right now. And also I have been looking at a 1951 International Harvester, which is just amazing, and if I could make this frame, which is super wide, fits under a thin old truck, I'd probably do that. But I'm probably going to stick to an F series for now. But as I say, don't know whether I'm going to do a complete truck cab, keep it old school, or whether I'm going to use the floor and the firewall out of the Crown Vic again. One thing I would do if I'm going to use the floor again out of the Crown Vic, I would probably raise the floor 2 to 3 inches off this frame, and then in turn raise this dash about 2 inches on its own firewall. Just from things I've learned from the old truck. The old truck's fine, it's super comfy to drive, but you know, it is low. It's very, very low, and I love it, and it goes around corners and it handles really well. Christy, the wife, not the wife, Christy, the love of my life, would definitely like it to be a bit more truck-like, you know. So there's a lot of considerations. So what I'm going to do now is hit Craigslist and find the next truck really. So yay, all good things. Super successful up until now. Leaky diff, as always. Why do they always leak? Engine's got a little bit of a cam chain rattle on startup. I put a set of cam chains in the other 04 engine spare one I've got over there, so probably do a set of cam chains in it and guides, and the other modified tensioner that keeps oil pressure better. So I'll probably do that. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly don't know. Don't know which direction we're going to take. Time will tell. Thank you for watching episode 2. Find me on Nathan's Garage on Facebook, Nathan's Garage Official, Instagram, and the next video will be soon. Thanks guys. See you next time.